what high school did you attend? Going straight out of middle school, what high school did you decide you wanted to go to coming straight out?
I went to Rice.
Okay.
I went to Rice. I went to Rice for my first 3 years, and the reason why I laugh and all that, because Rice back in the days, it's not even like high school is now. Back in the days, you know, that's one thing people always say. Oh, when you get older, you always say back in the days. But I can only speak to what I know of. You know what I mean? But back in the days when we was at Rice, it was crazy.
I was just about to ask you. Was Rice a powerhouse that we know it to be back then in your time, or was it?
Rice was crazy, especially when Rice merged with Talentine. You know, even one of my good friends, and I'm sure that you know of him too, who was at Rice with me and was on the same waiting line with me, is Homicide, Corey Williams. Corey Williams.
Heard he was Voss B and all this other stuff.
Played Voss B with me. I played Voss B. Even when I left, I was at Rice for 3 years, but I didn't even know that I needed to leave. That's how, you know what I mean? That's how the thing was back in the days. We didn't know what the next step should be because nobody before us did it.
Right.
So we just lived our life the way that life was happening. But I got to a point to where as I was a junior and my older brother Joe, he was like, nah, you can't stay here for another year because you won't be able to get that scholarship that you need to go to college. So one day we was at Bradhurst Park playing, scraping, you know, had a great day, came home. And then my brother walked in the crib and he told my moms, I didn't even know. He told my moms, he was like, yo, I'm transferring him to King.
Wow.
And she was like, what are you talking about? That's a public school. You can't go to King. She's like, I'm transferring him to King. He's like, it's the best move for him. And then she like, well, let me think about it. And she thought about it for the rest of the day or whatever. And then the next day, she was like, all right, cool. We're going to transfer him to King.
So
then I left Rice. I didn't mean to cut you off. I left Rice. I went to King. We won the city championship, right? I got MVP, and then we played against Rice in the States.
We're gonna go over all of that. I wanna that's tough right there. I wanna go back to when you say how tough it was at Rice. Going into your freshman year, so I heard you say it merged. No one's ever even broken it down to me like that about Talentine and Rice merging. So when Talentine closed, everybody went over to Rice?
It wasn't technically a merger. But the thing is, you know how it is. There's handlers, there's basketball schools, there's certain schools, kids, Riverside kids, you go to certain schools. The Gaucho kid, you go to certain schools. So it was even like back in the days when Talentine closed down, the whole team came over to Rice. So imagine already have a warehouse full of kids already, and then you get Talentine, was arguably one of the best schools in the whole city.
Right.
Get their whole team come over to Rice after that. It's like, the thing is like at a certain point, it's kind of like you priced out of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing is like, all right, I can stay here and I can play varsity B and be very comfortable playing varsity B and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, well, let's just shoot our shot. You know what I'm saying? And see what we could do with 1 year. You know what I'm saying? One shot, one kill. We went and got it.
So what would you say was how was your approach? Your freshman year, did you play what, freshman?
Freshman year, I played freshman. My sophomore year, I played JV. And then my junior year, I played varsity B.
Did you ever think along those, like, obviously, these are different times. Nowadays, freshmen are almost guaranteed to play varsity and all this other stuff. After your freshman year and you played freshman, did you think you were playing Voss the following year, or you thought there was no shot at it?
It was no. I keep it all the way a buck. It was no wiggle room for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I keep it all the way 100. I was a late bloomer, you know. But I understood that if I kept working hard, that I could keep on moving up the ranks. So at least make myself proud. When I was even in high school, my thing wasn't even to be in high school to try to get a scholarship. I had no idea that that was the concept. How crazy is that? I had no idea that when I was in high school as a freshman that I was supposed to be playing for these accolades. I was just showing up to play the game like I'm gonna just go as hard as I could and I'm gonna just have fun.
When did the light go off in your head that, hey, I'm hoping to get a free ride to school?
When I was a junior.
Wow. So you have no idea.
The year when I was going into my senior year.
Unbelievable.
I had no idea. And even at that stage, it was kind of vague because even when I was in King, we lost at the end of the season. We only lost 2 games. Right. I made a big name for myself. I was out here. I was killing. I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who says anything different in 94, you know what I'm saying, is a liar. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. And I can just say that with all honesty. You know, I was killing. But I didn't know that you're supposed to be pursuing school. School's supposed to be pursuing you. I'm supposed to be asking the coach, have I been getting letters? Like,
right.
We ain't know that until what was an event? What was the event they used to have back in the days? They used to have an event back in the days. It was an All-Star Classic, and my brother and my crew, they had put together a bio and my stats and all that, and tapes and all that, and they was running down on Jim Behan and all that kind of wheelchair classic. Wheelchair classic. Everybody
right,
understand what I'm talking. And you know those kind of people that came out the wheelchair classic. My brother and my man Ted, they running down
they
on
was
Jim.
Ahead of their time.
Running down on Jim Behan and them with tapes, my stats. My man Bernard Wheeler, his stats or whatever.
Can you tell us how you put
need
tapes
these
together
guys.
back then in the 90s?
A VHS tape. You had to try to find a way to splice it the best way possible. And the thing is, these kids, they ain't know how to really put it together. We just found the best 5 minutes of your game or something like that, and that was like considered your highlight reel.
Wow.
Hopefully you got a couple buckets within that 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no chop it up and all like
up.
Nah, it wasn't
just
none of that.
picking a good part of a game.
And my aunt, she worked where she worked at or whatever. She had the mailroom on lock, and outside they used to send the tapes out and stuff like that to the schools or whatever. But we didn't know that until I was a senior.
That's absurd, man.